We are live here. That's right. Now I know it's pretty early where you all are at. Go ahead and show me where you're from, right? The state, the city, maybe the country, the city. Shout out to Lisbeth. She's all the way from the Netherlands. How many of you know that the Netherlands has velocity banking? They love velocity banking. Over there in Deutschland, all right? They love velocity banking over there. I'm telling you, we're changing economies. We are changing economies. What's going on, Lisbeth? It's good to see you. Yes, yes, we are changing economies. So, what we're doing is we're making sure that you have the tools that you need in order to operate in the time that we're in. Let me go ahead and say that again. We're making sure you have the tools that you need in order to operate in the time we are in. Go ahead, share that city because we're going to get into it and we're going to go live. Go ahead and ask the questions too. Now remember, we have a webinar today. If you go ahead and register, it's actually the first link you see in the description. If you register, we're going to enter your name so that we can give you a Money Max account. What? Yep. We're going to give the whole Money Max account to you. Why is that? Well, I don't know if you've been looking at the news, you've been paying attention to what's been going on. We need people to learn how to use the tools that they already have. We're talking about credit cards. We're talking about lines of credit. We're talking about the IRAs. We're talking about these different retirement accounts that people have grown up and they know how to use it according to the bank. All right. But that's how many of you know that that's like teaching chickens, the fox, teaching chickens what to eat. All right. Why is the fox teaching chickens what to eat? So that he can have a well-rounded meal. All right. Now, I'm thankful for the banks, and you notice that on this channel, we don't call out any banks. We're not defaming them at all. We want to make sure that you know that perhaps not everyone has your good in mind. Case in point, $300,000. What do we do with it? Okay. Now, some of you are thinking, well, that's a mortgage and I don't have a mortgage. Or, hey, CJ, $300,000 is perfect because that's exactly how much my mortgage is. So just to let you know, congratulations, right? And let's say that mortgage is at 8%. All right. Now, I know it's at 7 point something right now, but let's just say it was at 8. All right. Because when you're doing velocity banking, we don't care about the interest rates because we're not paying that anyway. We're paying much lower because we know how to allocate the finances, all right? And we've got that minimum monthly payment, but I didn't want to get into that today. I want to get into how long you're going to be in this payment. Now, if it's a mortgage, guess what? The bank wants you in there 30 to 40 years. Now, I know that sounds unbelievable, okay? I know it sounds unbelievable, but banks want you inside for 30 years, for 40 years. Now, to my knowledge, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, 40 years I think is the limit, and they had to push for that, okay? They had to push for the 40 years, and I have no idea why. Or do I, right? Because the banks are not in the business of making money. Did you know that? Thank you so much. Let me go ahead and see if I can fix that, man. Do we fix the mirror image? Now that didn't happen before. I guess it's because I'm live, man. How do you fix that, brother? Well, I guess I'm just going to have to write backwards here. Do you think I can do it? By the way, you guys coming on in, while I go ahead and fix these numbers, I'm going to see if I can turn on my dyslexia and write the numbers backwards. Okay? And you guys tell me if it's right, okay? But the reason why I wanted to do this live is kind of invite you. I wanted to invite you to what we have tonight. And that is, we've got a webinar for the Money Max account. And those of you that have registered, it's actually the first link in the description below, right? You click on that link, you register, you can be registered for a Money Max account. We're giving it out, okay? We're giving the Money Max account out. Why? Because we want you guys to realize that the traditional banking method is out. So guys, tell me if I'm writing it correctly. Let's see, if it's backwards, then I should probably do like this, right? Just let me know if you guys can see this. And if you can't, man, how do you write an A? Let's see. That, and then like that. 8's pretty good. And then, is that, can you guys see that? Does it make sense with where you're at? 3,000 at 8%. I'm looking at the mirror view, it does. Then we're gonna do this. Then we're gonna do this. I told you I'm turning on my dyslexia. My sister would be proud of me. You know, my sister was like, she was dyslexic. Huh? Yes, it looks good now. All right. Hey, thank you so much. Thank you so much. What I wanted to do, why I'm putting these numbers on the board, I didn't want to bore you. I just wanted you to see that the bank wants you in this loan regardless of if it's a mortgage or if it's a student loan. No matter what the loan is, they want you in there 30 to 40 years. What does that mean? Well, this will tell us something. The numbers do. And what does it tell us? It tells us that the banks aren't necessarily in it for the money. They're not only taking money from you, what else are they taking? Time. Whew, what a monster, right? And so this model right here represents the traditional banking model. Okay, now look at that. TB. What else starts with TB? Or what else is abbreviated with TB? Tuberculosis, right? Tuberculosis is a disease, and so is traditional banking. This way of banking is out. And that's why we share with you each and every, at least 2 days a week, and we have a webinar. We're trying to warn you that the traditional way of doing things as far as banks are concerned is out. And you need to start making sure that you know how to use your credit card, you know how to use your business credit card, you know how to use these lines of credit and your checking and savings account so that you can get out of this loan. Watch this. We have the same loan, okay? It's the same exact loan. We don't know how to do that well, okay? All right? At 8% in, man, how do you rob 5? In as little as 5 to 10 years. Did I write that right? No, that's not right. And as little as 5 to 10 years. There you go. So we don't want you here. We want you here. Okay, let's go ahead and write the years out. Years, is that? Well, I'm struggling over here, man. You guys are making my brain work. Okay, is this right? All right. 5 to 10 years. We want you out of it. But not only that, there are people that are getting out of it in 5 to 10 years, no matter what your loan is. You say, CJ, listen, I got to be honest with you. My loans aren't that high. It's not $300,000. I don't have a mortgage. All right. Well, just imagine then how much faster you can get out of that. Do you need a second job? No. Do you need a third job? Nope. Do you have to be on the beans and rice diet? or the cardboard and noodles diet? Do you have to have these frugal mentalities to where you got to pinch pennies and you got to get upset when someone spends $1 too much? No, no, not at all. You just have to know how to allocate the finances wisely. That's it. So what we do is we take you from traditional banking. Okay, we're talking about the webinar tonight where we are giving away, right? Giving away a money max account where you just put in your income, the debt, the expenses, and the machine tells you, the software tells you, okay, this is what to do with it in order to get out of your mortgage, your student loan, credit cards, you name it. Okay, payday loan. All right. Not in 30 to 40 years. I know this one guy, he told me it would take him 50 years, and this young man was about 20 something. It would take him 50 years to get out of all of his debt. I said, man, how old are you? You know, because even if you're 20, right? Let's say he was 20. 50 years is 70. Who knows how many banks would have changed hands with the lending and all of that. But 50 years to get out of credit card debt. I don't think he had a mortgage either. Okay. And we're not being judgmental. We're not being critical. All right. If anything, we're being critical with the system, never the person. Because you know what? At the end of the day, it's not your fault. You have to remember this. You have to remember this. Yeah, 50 years. But please remember, at the end of the day, it is not your fault. You were never told, you were never taught on how to survive in a debt-based system. Yes, you were taught how to save money, but never taught how to actually build wealth. Yes, you were taught to cut up your credit cards, but no one ever told you that your credit cards could be used as leverage. No one ever told you that instead of segregating your income, let's say this is your credit card and this is your checking account, okay? We were told, okay, pay your credit cards, right? I'll just go ahead and use pictures. How's that sound? This is your checking account, right? And this is the Visa card here. We were told, yeah, go ahead and with your checking account, pay the credit card and pay everything else, your expenses. We were never taught, hey, wait a minute. What if I paid everything onto my line of credit, onto my credit card, and pay those expenses that I could, right? What if we did it like this instead, right? If we went through our credit card to pay our expenses. No one ever told you that. And that's okay, because you're getting told it now. And you also have a system that you're going to see tonight at about 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We actually have the link in the description below. When you register, you actually have a chance to get a system that you put all these numbers in, your numbers, not mine, your numbers in, the income, the expenses, the debts, and it tells you, Sonia, Barbara, Keisha, Karen, this is how you can pay that off as soon as possible. Not in 30 to 40 years, but in as little as 5 to 10 years, and in some cases even less. With the income that you have. See, I understand that it looks impossible. But how many things have looked impossible and you actually did it? It's because you didn't know at first, right? That's right. And that's a good one, Rio. I mean, let's just go ahead and take that then. Thank you. Let's take that one. Let's go ahead and do that. 8,000, condo 1,400, no savings. Okay? Unemployed, credit card, right? We got 8,000. How are we going to continue to sustain ourselves? Let's write it down. Let's do the numbers, guys. Because at the end of the day, what do we say? It's not about the story. It's all about the numbers. Listen to this. Numbers are so important. let me share with you how important numbers are. Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers. Isn't that wild? And not only that, guys, no, it's actually way better. Thank you so much. That's a very good question. The money max account is actually way better than a line of credit itself. It's actually a system that shows you how to take the 20 to 30-year loans and reduce them down to as little as 5 to 10 years. It actually puts money back into your pocket. It's an interest cancellation system is what it is. All right. So basically the same thing that we do, but much faster, right? And way better. Because remember, I've been sharing with you, hey, let's get out of the loans in 5 years, right? Let's get out of the loans and guess what? That's a static demonstration, right? Because that's just if things continue on the way they are. But guess what? Things don't, right? They're dynamic. So it's an interest cancellation system is what it is. You put in your income, right? Your debts and your expenses, and then it shoots you out, okay, this is what you do with your money. Gives you a 90-day plan so that you don't get confused, right? And as you continue on that plan, you're going to see how much interest you saved. And oh my goodness, all of a sudden the debt is paid off, right? Because it shares with you, hey, we can use your credit card for this one. We can use your other line of credit for that. We can use your checking account, your savings account to pay off this one. That'll give you money inside. And it does it in a much simpler fashion because it's software, right? And we're going to be giving that away for free. So you don't want to miss that. Very good question, right? So we have $8,000. And guess what, folks? Does things happen? Yes. So we are or not employed yet, okay? Or in a perfect position, right, to launch your business. And unemployed, all right? Or a business owner, right? Perhaps you want to use business owner there, a system owner. You want to get into business. It's a perfect place to start a business. Perhaps it's a sign. And I'm just sharing with you, perhaps it's a sign, man. Hey, I need to get my own business. I can't have people telling me that they don't need me, You know who needs you? You need you. And when they did that to you, okay, maybe you left on good terms, and that's good. That's very good. But I think you're more than that, all right? I think you can own a business. And let's get back to the numbers, all right? So $8,000 unemployed. You say, well, what are we going to do? I got a condo that's worth $1,400. Okay? It's worth $1,400. And guess what? This money's going to run out. All right? So if you could, combo. You want a $1,400 combo. This isn't Culver's or. You want a condo. Is it still combo? My goodness, how do you write a D? All right. Anyway, folks, you know what I'm talking about, right? I'm just going to do it like this. And then what makes a D? Like this? Like that? There we go, condo. $1,400 condo. What the Money Max account will do, now see, there's limits, isn't there? I can only do so much. But what the Money Max account will do is it'll take your situation, and I know there's a lot more involved, and that's okay, all right? It'll take your situation, and it'll say, okay, we have $8,000, okay? There's nothing coming in for a while. What it will do is it will share with you, okay? And I would need some more numbers and to get into all the specifics here. Hey, thank you so much. So in order to get to all the specifics, should I start writing like that from now on, I guess? Yeah, it's okay. We'll practice. And it'll share with you, okay, You've got $8,000. From this $8,000, we are going to make it last for as long as possible. And it's going to forecast, all right, you're going to run out of money on this date, right? On this month, this date, and this year. Okay? Paying the $1,400 condo. Now, of course, you have other things. I mean, you've got, let's say, expense 1, right? And then you've got expense 2, right? And then you've got expense 3. That looks like an upside down 5 to me, all right? Right? And on and on and on. It'll say, okay, we got the $8,000 in. We've got that $1,400 condo in. Okay, we've got all the other expenses like the groceries. Man, you need your insurance, right? You've got this, that, and the other. Perhaps you wanted to go ahead and start a business venture. So you need that LLC. You need the $250, $300 to get a registered agent and different things like that, right? So you can build your business credit. Think about that. Think about that. So you can build your business credit, okay? So you don't have to need anybody anymore, all right? It's going to share with you the wisest way to divide, right, these expenses. And if it's on a credit card, right, it'll tell you, okay, this is how much money you need to put on this credit card, that credit card, in order to not only pay your credit card, but to make sure that we extend this money as much as possible. Does that make sense? And we'll share with you way more tonight. You can actually get the details and everything. If you want to share those details with us, we can actually share with you a roadmap for free. You don't worry about any cost or anything, because tonight we want you to register so that you can see it for yourself. Remember, the old way of banking is dead. A lot of people are getting buried under that old way of banking, traditional banking, of paying loans with the minimum monthly payments, paying all your interest to someone else, giving all of your money to the bank. We say no. Let's go ahead, register tonight, and let's go ahead and see if you can win that Money Max account. We really want you to. We want to share that with you, right? We want to make sure that you have what you need in this upcoming year. 2025, it's a good year. It's a good year for those that know what to do with the money. People are giving great advice on here, man. Thank you so much, guys. You want to see your way out of it. That's right, man. That's right. There you go. Hey, Zeus, man. It's good seeing you, man. Absolutely. He says, start using the line of credit. Let me just go ahead and quote Jesus here, all right? You could do balance transfers from the credit cards to your line of credit. Start using the line of credit like a checking account. Line of credit has lower interest, so you should owe less interest and increase your cash flow. And why would the cash flow increase? Can we go there? Why would the cash flow increase? Because once you start paying your line of credit and it's over that minimum monthly payment, do you have a minimum monthly payment anymore? No. If your minimum monthly balance is $400, okay? And you pay $1,000. Do you still owe that $400? Oh, and by the way, when I mention pay, I mean the money that is left in your credit card from putting your paycheck on your credit card. That's what's left over. The $1,000. Because you're using your wealth as leverage. And that's when your credit cards become an asset. When you stop paying them and start using them. Somebody has to put that in the comments. stop paying your credit cards and start using your credit cards instead of your credit cards using you. Instead of your credit cards using you. Don't worry about it. You got to start using your credit cards, not paying them. Because when you pay that $5,000 into your credit card, this $400 that they say you owe goes directly to you. Now, you're in control. Now you're in control of the $400. Does that make sense? So that's what we want to do. With any line of credit that you have, if you don't want to deploy these amounts to get rid of your loans, the reason why we share with you the amounts, the suggested amounts, the $5,000 to $10,000, is because your loans are they're calculated in a different way, much different, much higher, okay? Plus they are one-way loans. That's a way from you. You know, there's no doubt that there are some people that have an unfair advantage. And there's some people on air right now that have an unfair advantage. And that is they have a system that they plug into. They just plug the income, the expenses, and the debts. And they don't have to sit around and calculate or do the simple interest calculations or the amortization calculations by themselves. They don't have to do that. They type it in, their numbers in, and then out comes something that says, man, you're actually going to be out of this mortgage, let's say, in 3 years, not the 30 that was projected by the banks, right? And oh, by the way, and the Money Max account even tells you, listen, I know the bank told you 8%, but since you're getting out of it in 3, right? Since you're getting out of it in 3, in 5, here's your real interest rate. Here's the equivalent, right? You would have to get a mortgage at 0.94%. That's very common, right? 1, 2, 3% in order to beat this rate. And it's really nothing special. It's just numbers. It's just moving the money around in a strategic fashion with the banking tools you already have. That's the good part. And we want to give that away tonight for free. And so you'll actually go ahead and register in the link below. It's the first link. It's the first link in the description below. Just register. I'll be there, of course, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We want to make sure. Oh, yeah. Look, Ro, register for the night. That's right. And you're going to see it. You're going to see it. All the demonstrations that we do pale in comparison to what this machine can do. Has anybody ever heard of AI? ChatGPT. I mean, it's pretty common, right? Well, this is basically the financial ChatGPT, and we had it. That's the thing about lenders, is that they have to be far-minded, right? And so the lenders that created this tool knew that people needed it, because during the crisis, things were going on, and they were getting mortgages, I mean, left and right. But they couldn't pay them. And the lenders were like, well, wait a minute, you have the money. Oh, you just don't know how to use it. You just don't know how to allocate your finances. And so after a couple sleepless nights, they were like, listen, we've got to put what we know inside of this machine. And that's what they did, you know? It's all good, right? And that's what they did. And I'm glad they did it, man, because if not, right, would we have velocity banking? If not, would we have a system in which the 30 to 40 years can actually be transformed into as little as 5 to 10 years? So thankful for that. Yeah, we definitely are going to see you tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Listen, I want to answer your questions. Go ahead, or we're going to open it up for questions. This is your channel. Absolutely, this is your channel. Go ahead and ask the questions. We want to get those answers. I know we're going to go ahead and see you tonight as well. If you want to write them down, we want to save them for tonight, you can. We're going to see you, okay, at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Go ahead and register and then make that trip on over there, man. It's going to be on Zoom and it's going to be incredible. Shout out, man, to the Netherlands and to Germany and to France. Oui, monsieur. Listen, I honestly believe we can change economies with this type of banking. Because people have always been told to cut up their credit cards, right? Well, listen, man, instead of cutting up the credit cards, okay, because credit cards can be used as leverage, why don't we just cut up the crazy instead, right? Why not cut up the ignorance? Why not cut up the lack of knowledge in some of these credit card cases, all right? Let's clear that up. Because the bottom line is there are investors and business owners that have credit cards. Man, I would love to ask that guy that pushes that, you mean to tell me you built your business without a loan? You built your business without a credit card? Really? And listen, if you did, hey, we're brothers, so I mean, there's nothing against him at all. Okay, I love him. It's just that when people say you can't do something, right? It just sounds like, man, okay. Well, I tell you what, fire is dangerous, but it can also warm me. I tell you what, won't you teach me how to start a campfire, right? Ooh, that's a good one. Notary, in my opinion, the holy grail of velocity banking. What is the holy grail of velocity banking? I think you guys already know what I'm going to say, but I think the holy grail of velocity banking, I'm going to write it out, okay? I'm going to write it out backwards. Listen, folks, if you think that's amazing, watch this, okay? Hold on. After I write this out, see, you already knew what I was going to say. You already knew. I got to control my breathing when I start writing like this. That's weird, huh? The holy grail of velocity banking is the home equity line of credit. It's the home equity line of credit. So this is what I was going to say. Someone check me on this, all right? I'm going to say the ABCs backwards, okay? ZYXWVUTSRQ Am I right? I actually practiced that for like some time because I thought it was the greatest thing in the world. And now you guys are making me write backwards. See? Hang out with people that are going to push you. That's why I'm hanging out with you guys right now. All right? HELOC. All right? For those of you that don't know what a HELOC is, right? And I would say not just a HELOC, but a first-lien HELOC. Okay? Get a first-lien HELOC if you're going to get a HELOC at all, simply because you are replacing your mortgage with this type of banking tool. Okay? You're replacing it. You're turning your house. Okay, let's go ahead and write. Okay. Into a bank. You're turning your house into a bank when you have a first-lien HELOC. You get much more, right? So let's say second-lien HELOC, you get maybe 30,000, maybe 30,000, 60,000 on a $300,000 house, right? With the first-lien HELOC, you get much more, maybe 270,000, maybe 200,000, right? And those of you who are lenders probably can get a better estimate of that, right? But you're getting way more access to capital, right? Yeah, I said capital. You see, when you have money that is meant to be deployed towards an asset, it's called capital. Because now what you're doing is you're taking this capital, right? Let's say it's $100,000 that you wanted to deploy. Now you're buying, right? Putting down payments on, let's say, 5 houses, 20,000 multiplied by 5, right? So now what you're doing is you're multiplying your capital with all of these rentals, let's say, right? Now I'm into land, but I am not above rental houses, right? So we got all of this. This is what's possible with a first-lien HELOC when you have access to that much capital. And isn't that something? The money's not even yours. I'm telling you, it's beautiful. We got to get into that mindset. Is the money yours? Did you have to work hard for that $180,000, let's say? Now, your reputation, right? They look at your reputation and you did a great job there. But I'm talking about toiling and sweating. And would you be able to make that in, 2 months? 45 days? That's the beautiful part. And now you can take the money that you got granted access to, right? And put that down payment on each of these houses. And now each of these houses are cash flowing. So now we put a $sign there, $sign there. That one already has a $sign here, $sign here. 20K each, right? 20K down payment on them. You say, yeah, but I mean, CJ, I'm only cash flowing at $400 on each of them. Yeah, I'm talking about using the line of credit that you have. Now remember, we're not just talking about the HELOC. She asked the question, hey, what do you think is the holy grail of all velocity banking? You know, the tool that you can use, man, it's the HELOC. It's the HELOC. And of course, I didn't forget about the cash flow insurance. No. Of course not. But that's infinite banking. See what I mean? That's on a whole different level. All right, man. We got to make sure that we got to erase the board and start from the very beginning with that. All right. But as far as the lines of credit, yeah, that would definitely be the king of them all, the first-lien HELOC. All right. Absolutely. 20K, and say that all cash flow $400 each and every month. Is that okay? Because that $400 each and every month times 5 is $2,000. Okay? That's $2,000 each and every month. So as that's coming in, right? Who's paying off your mortgage on each of these houses? Who is it? Who is it that's paying off your mortgage? Someone else. I'm telling you, we need each other. We need each other. And in this debt-based economy, at least for now, until it turns into an asset-backed economy, we're going to need to operate. We're going to know how to operate in this debt-based economy. We got to stop being afraid of debt and start using it as leverage. And that's what we're doing tonight. We're turning debt into wealth. That's what we're going to show you tonight. All right? 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I want every one of you to register. All right? Because you're going to get a chance to win, guess what? A free Money Max account. It's going to share with you, all right, this is your cash flow, right? Whether it's $1,000 or negative $1,000. I know it sounds unbelievable. It sounded unbelievable to me too, because all I knew was you have to flow and you have to save and you have to for a rainy day and ooh, credit cards are bad. That's all I knew at one point in time. Until I knew better. How are you going to get into real estate without money? Well, you need money, but it doesn't have to be yours. You see what I mean? See, but how many of us knew that until we finally did, right? Guys, I want to see every one of you. I want to see you back here, all right? Because I want to share with you, right, what we not only went over, right, in the webinar, but we want to share with you how to actually do this. And if you're into real estate investing, we want to make sure that you have a cash flow that goes up and not down throughout that journey, all right? Guys, I will see you, every one of you, at the webinar tonight. Listen, let me answer that comment. I tried, but I have to come up with $500 for an auditor fee. George, are you talking about the First-Lien HELOC auditor fee? Are you talking about a First-Lien HELOC? Let's help George out here. Auditor fee, $500. What are your thoughts about putting it? Well, you know what I was going to say. But listen, don't let that stop you, George. Don't let that stop you, okay? There it is. There it is. Notary, thank you so much. Roll that fee into closing. Roll that fee. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and have you click on the First-Lien HELOC, okay? Let's make sure you have the First-Lien HELOC. You're talking to the right people. All right, before we get off of here, George, this one is for you. Guys, I'm thankful that you stayed with us. I want you to get this though, okay? Now, man, can I write a URL? Do you think I can do it? Do you think I can write a URL backwards? Let's see. Let's see if I can, all right? I may have to look back. I'm so thankful for the person that let me know, hey man, you got to fix your mirror view. It's all messed up, all right? Let's see if I can write backwards here, all right? H, T, T, P, S, all right? I think it's forward, there we go, forward, //. So don't forget that. Then it's gonna be this, bit dot L Y and then there we go. First so that's first. Lien I don't know why. Man, why does it seem like I'm sweating? Man, it's like I'm thinking hard, boy. I'm thinking real hard over here. All right. That's what it is right there. First-Lien HELOC. Go there. Talk to the right ones, guys. You got to talk to the right one. All right. Make sure you have that. And I will see you at the webinar tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I want you there. I want to see you there. God bless you. And we'll see you in another video. We'll see you tonight.